Hey everyone, welcome back to Cosmic Life Astrology. Today we were talking about the week of July 15th through the 22nd. We have a very energetic week ahead of us, so let's dive into it. Over the weekend, you may have felt the Mars-Uranus conjunction building up and had some maybe unexpected situations occur over the weekend. This combination can be combative, it can be rebellious, it can be, sudden actions that need to be taken. There can also be a breakthrough when it comes to Mars and Uranus conjunction, or a breaking point. When these two combine, it really, Uranus is hard to predict, so it's hard to say exactly what can happen. But when we're talking about Mars meeting up with Uranus in the sky, there's definitely action happening. And in Taurus, this is, something tangible. It's not, it's not in an air sign where, this could be a sudden idea that you come up with or something like that. This is very much action focused, something that could have been in the works or slow moving behind the scenes, because we're talking about Mars and Taurus is slow moving. So this could have been an issue that was maybe, underlying, that suddenly came to fruition in some way, that required a breakthrough moment, that required sudden action, or that caused some kind of, aggression or rebellious behavior. This is in line with, this astrology is in line with the events that we saw took place over the weekend with Donald Trump. I don't want to get more into that because I don't talk about politics in my personal life, let alone I don't want to get into that on YouTube. But on Monday, we have the official conjunction of Mars and Uranus at 26 degrees of Taurus. We also have Jupiter making a sextile to the North Node. So this is enabling us to expand our minds and maybe come up with a new idea or a new approach to something that may be going on. When we see Jupiter in Gemini, it's very much about expanding our minds, expanding our philosophies on life. There's a lot of options to consider. Making a harmonious aspect to the North Node in Aries, this is going to help us benefit ourselves, benefit our lives, benefit the direction that we're going. So this is a good energy to help kind of soften the maybe rash energy of Mars and Uranus conjuncting. On Tuesday, we will see Mercury in Leo make a quincunx to Saturn in Pisces. This could bring some kind of communication that is, passionate or very much people focused. When I talk about Leo, Leo is about your tribe, who is near and dear to your heart. And this communication or news may require some internal work when we're talking about a quincunx to Saturn in Pisces. Quincunxes are uncomfortable connections. It does, bring some kind of discomfort in whatever comes up. And we will also see the moon in Scorpio make an opposition to Mars and Uranus and Taurus. This opposition also can bring more discomfort. You can see the potential of some deep fears or deep emotions facing off with our need to take action, our need for change. And there could be some tension regarding, what it is you feel and what it is that you need to do to feel better, right? We're talking about, Mars and Uranus wants to take action, wants change. And the moon in Scorpio is very deep, deep emotional kind of energy. I'm sorry if I said Mars in Scorpio, I meant the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio likes to control their emotions because they feel things so much. Kind of like the moon in Cancer, it's very similar, but the moon in Scorpio definitely tries to control their emotions. But it's a very passionate, sexual kind of moon. So there could be some, tension in your romantic life that is causing you to realize where you need to make some changes, or tangible changes in your life. And we will see the moon in Scorpio then make a trine to Neptune in Pisces. And this is enabling us to have compassion and to use those emotions to bring opportunity for new visions that we have for our lives and for ourselves. And this can also bring about the ability to release those fears with the moon in Scorpio. We will also see on Tuesday, Mercury is going to enter its shadow at 21 degrees of Leo. And so we will be going over this territory for the next 2 months as Mercury is in the pre-shadow phase of its retrograde cycle. And then we have the retrograde between August 5th and the 28th, and then the post-shadow period for a couple weeks after. So what you see start to come into focus over the next couple of weeks until the retrograde begins is something you're going to go over a couple of times during the next 2 months. I will make a separate video on the retrograde cycle, so stay tuned for that. On Wednesday, we will see the moon in Sagittarius, which lightens up the mood. This brings more positive energy into the mix, and it will make a trine to Venus in Leo. And we will see a trine to the North Node in Aries as well. Even though it's not quite exact, it's only 2 degrees off from a perfect trine to the North Node in Aries. So I'm still considering this a Grand Fire Trine. We have the moon, Venus, and the North Node all involved in a very lighthearted, fun, loving energy. And this is enabling us to really go for what it is that we love. When we're talking about Venus and the moon coming together in a trine, this is honoring, what you love, what feels good for you, how you feel emotionally. This is definitely good vibes for the day. And this will continue through Thursday. On Thursday, we will also see now Mercury get involved in a grand trine, where Mercury will be at 23 degrees of Leo. We will see the moon in Sagittarius at 23 degrees, and we will also see Chiron at 23 degrees of Aries. So again, a grand fire trine. This is communicating your passions, communicating your loyalties, and with people in your tribe about your emotions. And this is a very good opportunity for healing. The communications and the emotions that are expressed could bring some deep healing. There may have been something that you were afraid to pursue, or afraid to really honor within yourself that you need, that you now have an opportunity to have it in your life. This could be a very good energy for, new relationships. This could be a good energy for friendships, and relationships of all kind, because we have Leo in the mix. Our tribe isn't just about our family and our friends. It's also about the people that we love, our partners. And with Chiron at 23 degrees of Aries, we have the ability to, the good vibes and the good communication that gets expressed really helps us hone in on our needs and honor them. So I do like the energy that Wednesday and Thursday will bring. On Thursday, we also see the sun at 26 degrees of Cancer, making a sextile to Uranus and Mars in Taurus. And so when the sun is making the sextile, this is bringing, you know, a harmonious energy between these three different energies, the sun, Uranus, and Mars. The sun in Cancer, you know, is very much about honoring your needs, honoring your safety, what feels good for you internally, what can bring you security, especially when we're talking about a sextile to two different energies in Taurus. And Taurus loves stability and security, right? So this is further enabling some of the energies that I talked about with the Grand Fire Trine, you know. So there may be action that is taken because of communications that are had during this day. And this will be a positive action because we're talking about Grand Fire Trine and a sextile occurring. This is positive connections that are being made. So I do love this for everyone. This should be a very welcomed, lighthearted, loving, and positive energy for Wednesday and Thursday. On Friday, we will see Mars at 29 degrees of Taurus, making a sextile to Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces. Again, we're looking at anaretic degrees, and we're looking at putting pen to paper when we're talking about Pisces and Taurus energy. You know, Pisces is creating things in the background and envisioning things that you want tangible. It is the last sign of the zodiac, so there could be, you know, things that need to be released in order for you to have something tangible in Taurus. And Mars wants to take action on those visions with this kind of connection. So I think this is, you know, we see a buildup of energy about taking action, about honoring our feelings, honoring our needs, honoring our love energy, honoring our emotions and our healing and what feels safe and comfortable for us. There's a lot of support for this during the second half of the week. On Saturday, we see Mars enter Gemini. And I find it interesting that we have all this buildup Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday about taking action, about, you know, everything that I mentioned with the Grand Fire Trine and the sextiles happening Thursday and Friday. And it's as if Mars is finishing up its tour of duty in Taurus. It then enters Gemini. And so now it's able to make changes more easily. Now it's able to take action more easily and more freely. It's able to, you know, make a decision. And when Mars enters Gemini, it's going to make a trine to Pluto and Aquarius. So this, again, you know, is a supportive energy for making a decision, making changes, and, you know, giving us that ability to, you know, when we're talking about air signs, we're talking about things that you may have been communicating about, you may have been thinking about it, contemplating things. And Mars and Pluto being at the beginning of these air signs, this is potent for a new beginning. So there may have been a decision that had to be made regarding a new beginning that Mars is now able to do when it enters Gemini and trines Pluto. You know, a new beginning that brings transformation, a new beginning that brings change. Or, you know, Pluto could be transforming what it is that you're trying to, individuate from, or transforming the groups that you're belonging to, who you're associating with, that enables Mars to move more freely, okay? Then we will see on Sunday, the big finale, essentially, for the week, a lot of energy now coming to a head, basically. So the sun will be at 29 degrees of Cancer. We will have the moon at 29 degrees Capricorn, and this is the day of the blue moon, the Capricorn full moon at 29 degrees. We talked about the first Capricorn full moon last month. June 21st is when it happened at 1 degree of Capricorn. Now we see the second full moon happening at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And what I can say about this blue moon cycle is, it's very symbolic that we had the first one occur at the first degree of the sign, and then the second one occur at the anaretic 29th degree of the same sign. That is symbolic of a new beginning, right? A new beginning that you may have had to get acclimated with over the past month. A new beginning that may have, required a need for working on some firm footing and creating a foundation, okay? And you may not have the building completed right now, but you have the foundation and the grounds set for that building to go up, and obviously, metaphorically speaking, I think this is symbolic of something that, that is new, and yet it's going to bring stability. There may have been a focus on, what wasn't stable before that may need to be repaired, and maybe now, you see the fruits of your labor for that repair work that was getting done. But I do think a new beginning is really the energy of this blue moon cycle. I say that especially because we see this full moon in Capricorn then make a conjunction to Pluto. And we're talking about, you want to talk about transformation. That right there is so significant, to have a full moon, and then the moon follows into a conjunction to Pluto. That is a major symbol of transformation. And this could be, deep-seated emotional transformation that's happening when we're talking about a full moon in this mix. There could be a processing of emotions that is being, completed, and now can be alchemized for a new beginning. So I do love this full moon in Capricorn, because this is giving us an opportunity for something new that, we may have been, seeing the seeds being planted over the past month, and now we can start to see, okay, something is blooming from this, and we can really, bear fruit from whatever it is that we started. But especially, I love the fact that the moon is conjuncting Pluto, because I think there's a lot of emotions that may need to be released, that may have held people back. There may have been a lot of fears that need to be released that held you back from, whatever new beginning. You may have been in, a process over the past month of something that you need to decide on. And I think, with the energy that we saw earlier this week, there's a lot of support for making decisions, for being true to how you feel emotionally and your love energies, and what it is that you need, and what it is that makes you feel loved and feel comfortable, and honor your own happiness. So I love that this is all lining up to the Capricorn full moon, and we have a very transformative potential coming from this full moon. So when I said that this is a very energetic week, I was not sugarcoating it. I do think that if you're mindful about the energies that are happening day to day, it'll help you understand what may come up, especially Monday, Tuesday, when we have some of the more heavy energies in play with the moon in Scorpio especially. But then Wednesday through the rest of the week, we have a lot of support. We have the Grand Fire Trine with two different, fire trines happening Wednesday and then Thursday. And then sextiles between, Mars and Uranus and Neptune and the Sun. We have a lot of support and positive energy from Wednesday onwards, and it all leads up to the transformative Capricorn full moon, and it's a blue moon, so we're not going to see this happen again for a while. And I love it. I think it'll be a great week. Just brace yourself and be open, and just, honor yourself first and what it is that you need, what's true for you, and the rest will come. So I hope you all have a great week. If you like this video, please like the video, share your thoughts and comments. I do respond to all of them. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. And please support my channel and help it grow. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.